Well, hello, 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 hello. Hey, welcome to All Things Popcorn. Today we're going to talk about all things insecure, okay? And I wasn't here last week, so what I decided to do is to do both episodes today. So I'm gonna just get right into it. So the first episode, we're going to go into episode 2. All right, so episode 2, we're going to get into that. Now, it starts off, it's a year later after the 10-year anniversary of, not 10 years, but their 10-year college reunion. And we see that Issa and Molly are in a better space for this. And I am here for that. I am here for that, okay? Because hey, hey, cat in the chat. That's right. Put the corns in the chat. Put the corns, the popcorns in the chat. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for showing up to my live so we can talk about all things insecure. Okay. So, so, so we're right. So we're going right back to episode 2. Molly and Issa are in a good space. And like I just said moments ago, I am so here for that. I'm here for that because, even though they have history and people was like, sometimes you need to move on, but if you are willing to do the work, whether it's romantically or not, and you love someone in your relationship, um, and grow and evolve, then I think that's a good thing. I think it can works out. I think it can work, and they really truly do love each other. In the past, my opinion, Molly haven't really been a good friend. So seeing this episode, them, a year later, and they're doing like quirky things, like having, spending the night, small gestures and stuff like that. Um, I was actually excited for that. So now going into now, Issa waking up. The block is hot. The block is hot. So she's saying that her social media is blowing up. She's getting booked for more gigs. She's really excited, and we're here for the good sis. Okay, so now she has a big project going on that for Crenshaw. So I guess he's from Crenshaw and his name is Sean. But I liked how she specifically wants a space for creators of people, of black people, or people of color. And that is her heart and soul. And I I was here, I'm here for the Black Party. I'm here for Black, period. So seeing Issa presenting for and trying to represent, have a brand for Crenshaw, I was very excited because she was like in her element. She really believes in what she does. So you see a whole new different Issa, walking like walking in her purpose, as you would say. And and of course the jokes because of her assistant waking up, giving her her assistant waking up, giving her waffles and syrup in a daggone Ziploc bag. Okay. She was like, no, I don't play. We're gonna have this stuff to go. So I love that. That was so hilarious. Okay. So, all right. So make sure those that coming in, if you watch it on the replay, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share because I need all that, all the support I can get. And plus, anyway, I want to see what y'all want to say. Y'all might not, but y'all might not agree with my opinion about this episode or these episodes that I'm talking about tonight. But I did have to get some notes because, it was just some things that I like to be in, so which is some things that we were unpacking. All right. So again, back to the beginning, the top of the hour of the show. And when Molly spent the night in the small gestures, like, Issa getting her a pillow. And she's like, oh, you gave me my own pillow? And then and Issa like, of course. And then she's singing, you're my best friend. She like, chill, chill. I thought that was so cute and so genuine. So genuine. So we're going to move on to Molly going to her mom's house. And I want to sit back and think about a part of really Molly going so hard and so hard on herself, especially in the space of relationships, whether it's once again, whether it's romantic or um whether it's just a basic race, just a regular relationship amongst friends or something like that, and or loved ones. She was really like going hard on her mom about, having a estate planner, telling them what they need to do, and she meant well, but she was really like going really, really full of zealous, you know what I'm saying about it. And her family was like, all right, we'll get it done, just leave us alone. However, when are you going to get married? And right there, I feel like it's a key point of why Molly is, relationships, even though they were very casual in the past. But I really feel like her mother is putting pressure on her to settle down. And I really feel like it's uncomfortable. And me as a mother of adult, young women, I don't put that pressure on them. When are you going to marry? When you want to do this? When you want to? Everybody timeline is on their timeline, especially when if you're working on yourself, working on your career, um, or just might want to travel right now. So Molly's mom, trying to set her up with a deacon, I felt like, is one thing that I think Molly have to work through too about how her mom, and I know her mom means well, but I've every scene that we see her interaction with her mom, it always have to do with her, you know, um, being in a relationship. When is she going to settle down? When is she going to get married? When are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? And I just feel like, mom, just chill. Like enjoy your husband. Y'all renewed your vows, some time ago. So enjoy that, and let your children, live their life. You know what I'm saying? All right. So when Issa takes back her information to Crenshaw with the notes, I loved, first of all, let me just say, everybody in this episode are beautiful people, especially Sean Crenshaw. Oh my gosh. And we all know the good brother he's from, that we all love him from Girls Trip, or wait, what's a Girls Trip? And him and Jada hooked up. But definitely we all know him from Queen Sugar. If we don't know him from anywhere else, we definitely know him from Queen Sugar. So, this is, Issa is getting these big projects, and she's really fighting hard for to make it work, and fighting hard for Crenshaw. But of course they come back and was like, look, we need here's some notes. We want you to scale it back. And Issa trying to take it on to Crenshaw. First he was a little bit receptive, but after a while he wasn't. Yes, the Queen Sugar. Yes, cat. Yes. Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel. Oh, before everything, so just make sure if you want, once you see this, if it's on a replay or whatever like that, make sure you put a plant in the chat. Put a plant in the chat to say hi to T'Challa. He's always here supporting me, during my lives and everything like that. And Rafiki over here. So make sure you do that. Put the plants in the chat. Put the plants in the chat, y'all. Right. So when she did talk about Crenshaw about, maybe scaling back, and he was a little bit receptive, but was he really? He probably could. I got that he took it to consideration, but just to appease Issa, because he was representing her, and he wanted his vision to be seen. But I don't think he initially really wanted to scale back, because he wanted to put his whole heart out into this. And to me, I don't think he wanted to scale back at all. Yes, thank you. That's right. Put those plants in the chat for T'Challa and Rafiki. Always here to support me no matter what. Okay. Thank you. No matter what, no matter what. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment in the chat. If you're in the replay, make sure you go ahead and just give me your perspective on my perspective. Or you might be saying, oh no, Pop, you is so wrong. You missed the mark on that one. This is really what it was supposed to be. I'm here for that too. You know what I'm saying? So, so now we're gonna move on to the show, right? Oh, we're not going to go to the show. We're going to go to Issa, also trying to help and represent something that Ghost Bay, aka Nathan, and you can see the dynamics that a friend helping out a friend, even though they were in a romantic space at once, but I can see that they really are friends. And one of it, shout out to the soundtrack to season 2. They had the right music at the right time in the scenes. The restaurant that they were in was beautiful too, but it was so funny because they went over there just to talk um about how Easter can represent them, and it was a more friendly thing, and it was in the evening, and it was like a more romantic setting for others. So I saw that little awkward moment between them two that I thought it was cute, but you know, they do have history. But I'm not here for Ghost Bay. I like Nathan, but I really do think Issa is a different Issa. I think Issa should really move on. So the show is coming. This is the big day for Issa. Molly is here. Molly looked around and saw like, wow, this is really happening. This is really nice. And of course, Koya comes up and was like, scanning her, make sure she didn't have no gun. And she was like, she really think I had a gun? Because Molly, what she did to the block party. That block party was lit. I'm not even gonna hold you. That block party was lit. But the thing about it was that if you look at how, once again, Molly, we took the time out to see how Molly dressed this episode. Now I know that I moved on to that we are at the showcase for Crenshaw, but you can look at my Molly been dressing, with the t-shirts. She's still fly, but a little bit more. It's a different kind of Molly. You know what I'm saying? Her energy is different, her vibe is different, and we get to see also Molly working on Molly. That pivotal moment when Molly looked in her phone to start the dating app, and it was like dating me is like, and then she had all this flashbacks of all the things that people have said and all the things that she had gone over the years and stuff like that. I was like, damn, that was a moment for me of me seeing her have a little bit self-awareness and part of growth too. And I'm here for it, as Q would say. I'm here for it. But reason why I'm really here for it is though, because you can't really grow or evolve, in my opinion, if you lack self-awareness. If you don't sit back and think about or reflect on the things that weren't working for you in the past that you keep repeating, then you're going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Over. That's all right. Better late than never, boob. Thank you. You got to put since you were here, babe, since you are here, make sure you like the live, and make sure you put the plants in the chat. Put the plants in the chat for T'Challa and Rafiki. Okay, boo? Yes, yes, yes. Twin is here. Twin is here. So, as I was saying about having self awareness, you sit back and you take the time to reflect. Like she was doing meditation, she cut her hair, she moved differently, especially at work. Her relationship with Issa, and obviously during the year all of this happened, they must have had the conversation because they definitely, genuinely, wholeheartedly look like they're in a good spot, and so does Molly. Molly looks like she is definitely doing the work because I could tell by their dynamics when she came over her house and spent the night, and when Molly and when Molly showed up to uh the showcase for Crenshaw, and she was genuinely happy, like, wow, like this is really coming together, and seeing how, and just seeing Issa in her element and thriving on, living in, just doing what she feel like she's purpose for. So, but I didn't even go back to talk about, I totally skipped the mark where it seemed like, they take turns, she was over Molly was over Issa house, and then now Issa's over Molly's. And thank you. Yes, I had to put the eyes on, I had to put the eyes on tonight so I can see. Oh my gosh. So I so when they were when it was over Molly house, and of course when we were talking about how Molly is going to be working with, Nathan, helping him out, and the barbershop in that community. And Molly's was like, it's so funny how I can, how you friends with somebody, you still friends with Nathan and stuff like that. Like y'all really are friends. And once again, I got the vibe of Molly not being a hater or just being like just bitter. She really just came from a place like, wow, like a way of like, wow, that's amazing, in a good spot, just not like, good for Molly. I'm so here for Molly this year. I am here for her. So, but just like you said, they were there and they was talking about, yes, make sure you comment, like, share. Do those things, do those things. So those are the things that I wanted to point out specifically about Molly and Issa in this last episode. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and move on to the showcase and how, as they say, Crenshaw was going rogue. Like, to his defense, this is his baby. He been locked up. He got an opportunity to really show who he is, show what he loved, and he trusted he trusted Issa to be able to provide a space for him to go ahead and do those things without compromising any of the things that he loved and his creativity. But to Issa defense, there is a brand behind it, and I feel like Issa did her best to try to represent him and come to him, you know, and try to, fight for him. But you know how these corporations and people will sit up there and say that, okay, yeah, we want you to do this, but you have to scale back this, you have to layer back these things. And then when you're the middle person, when you're the person that have to tell the creative to do that, they just be like, no, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about the checks and balance, the bottom lines, or anything like that. Just fight for me. I want to have my way and just do it like that. And I just feel like his expectations. I just feel like, okay, so I just say he didn't go rogue. That was his shit. So, and that's true, and that is from a creative point of view. From someone that's representing someone who have to answer to someone else, it would be apparent that they didn't go rogue because you talk to them, you said we're going to scale back, we're going to honor the notes, and these people are giving you a space to go ahead and be creative, but we have to just scale back. So that's the word they use, rogue, because that's the way it looked to them. And honestly, he really did go rogue because, but he didn't again. I'm like I said before, I really think that it felt like rogue to, let me be very clear. It looked like rogue to them because when she said that he had the notes, he agreed to scale back and honor the notes. But I did say earlier that I felt like he just said that just to be like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. but in his heart, I really felt like he was just gonna go ahead and show his shit, as Anointed Harris has just said. So I mean, it was that's where I'm at with it, with the business part of it, and then the creative part of it definitely showed there was a clash in it. But I really but when he prevent shout out to Pyramoss, because I knew that was Pyramoss before I even found out it was Pyramoss shit that they use, okay? Because I follow him and I get notifications on IG and I know his shit when I see it, okay? Period. Okay. He always serve. I love his brand. I love his brand. You know, of course he would allow. Yeah. Plus, anyway, he's straight. He's raw talent. So, and he really don't know the business, and he really like, look, just represent me, and that's it, and that's what it's going to be. So I agree. Like I would have probably, as a creator, I'd probably be like, yeah, but I'm gonna show this in here. I'm gonna keep that in there. But no, he straight didn't even show. He was like, look, this is what I'm going to do. He said, this is what it is, and Issa was like, well, you were supposed to honor these things. He was like, well, you a fucking sellout. And I really don't think, and I think that right there pierced her, because I really don't think that Issa representing him was selling him out. I really felt like she was working hard. She was like, this is our really first huge, she really wanted to represent Crenshaw in the best possible light as much as she could, without fumbling the bag or fumbling her other opportunities as well. And I really felt like she really did try to work hard for him. But he didn't see it that way. He called her a sellout. I think that was really harsh. And I think that pierced her. And when he did come out and see, and did his full vision, whatever like that, at this point, it was nothing she could do. You know what I mean? Like Jesus took the wheel, you know what I'm saying? And he did an amazing show. I mean, it was very eclectic, you know what I mean? Like the music and everything like that. But but hey, it worked out for him. But it worked out for the creative. However, if it didn't have worked out, he still wouldn't have been able to be creative in other spaces. But it probably would have given a very huge dent in, because they were already doubting Issa. She was new. And and I and I think it would have been very detrimental to them. Thank you. Thank you, Levon. Thank you for coming in here. Thank you. Make sure everybody that's in the chat or in the replay to make sure that you like, subscribe, put the notification bell for the next time we're going to be chit-chatting about all things Insecure, all things pop, all the things I love. Follow Levon's Library. Follow Anointed Errors, Cat in the Chat, Creatively Cat. Make sure y'all do that. Thank you. Thank you. Put the popcorns in the chat. Thank you. Put the popcorns in the chat. Yes, yes. Put the popcorns in the chat. Put the plant in the chat for, for T'Challa, for Rafiki over here, because they joining my live right here. My second live of doing Insecure. Nervous as hell, but I'm just here to talk to y'all. I am here to talk. So here we are. Uh-oh. Got the drinks on lot. Don't do that, T. All right. So I felt like when he called her a sellout, she checked out. Because that pierced her, like I said before. And I think that in that instance, like I said, I think she felt defeated, questioned herself again. Like, damn, am I over my head? And that's where we are with that. And you seen that night once again, the night didn't really lead out to the way it was, even though, the brand came back and was like, it was phenomenal. But like I said, it could get either way. in either way it would have went, it probably would affect more Issa than Crenshaw, because Crenshaw already have a following. He's in the community, and so I think he would have been. I think Crenshaw would have been able to thrive, even if it didn't go well for that showcase. Whereas Issa, I don't think she would. Her opportunity, she would have been. She probably would have been able to work with that brand again. They would have been, they probably would have just tossed the good sis to the side. So that's where we are with that. But once again, the good sis, I'm calling her the good sis right now because she's been good so far. And that's Molly. Molly, at the end of the night, she looked cute. Like I'm saying, it's a different Molly. She went out to dinner. And I believe that was that was the guy from Stanford that and once again, self-awareness, how she was showing herself like being too eager, being not eager enough, not having boundaries, doing the most. And when she saw him, she was like, and then she was like, oh, hold up. Let me chill. Let me relax. Let me enjoy the night. And I really like that for Molly. I think that was a great, great, great. I think it was a great scene. So the night ends and she calls Nathan. And I really think that she called Nathan, they talk, and she started falling asleep, and he was talking about braids, and he was like, all right, I'm about to go. I'm about to go I'm about to go and leave and, take the lift home. And she was like, no, you can stay the night. My first instinct when she was asking him to stay the night, it was not for romantic purposes. I felt like she asked him to stay the night for just to be a friend. That's where they are. And even though, and I can tell that's what my initial thought was. And when they got in the bed together, that still was my initial thought, because when he started getting close to her, she looked awkward. She was still closed off. She wasn't open. She had a rough day. She didn't want her friend to leave. She needed, and I'm sure she knew that Molly was out trying to, get her groove back or whatever, and didn't want to impede on that. And Nate went for it, and they started kissing, and then she started crying. She started crying. And my thing was about her crying was because, and she said that she wasn't ready. I don't think she was ready. I think, like she said, I feel like those words that Crenshaw said about her selling out pierced her. And she just felt overwhelmed, as I was saying. And Nate it was a very awkward hill because he was patting her as she was crying, and it was awkward for him. So that's where my thing is about Nate. I'm like, Ghost Bay. I don't think I think they should just be cool. They definitely shouldn't be his girl, because if he cared about Issa in that capacity, I think he'd a little bit more empathetic to that situation. That's where we are. That's where we are with that one. The good sis, okay. It worked out for her, but it didn't work out for her. So, but one thing is working out for her is her relationship with Molly, and that was one of the takeaways. But I do want to share. First of all, I'm so tired right now, but I do want to share one of the songs that we will so let's talk about the soundtrack. Like I said, one again, my favorite song, because there's some of the things on there that I'd be like, oh my gosh, I never heard that song. Who's that artist? Who's that artist? I don't have Spotify, but I had to go on the Spotify list and see what it is, and then individually find these artists and put them into my playlist and Tidal, because I have Tidal and Apple Music. So, and I was like, I'm not doing another streaming. But one thing I can say about the last episode, no, episode 6, was the song by Nina called Fun. It's N-E, it's N-N-E-N-A. Oh my God. That song. Oh my God, that song. It was that song in the specific spot for that episode was just spot on. I mean, everything about that music on that show was top tier. Top tier. So comment in the chat if you have any other questions or you want to chime in about episode 2. Because guess what? We about to body roll to episode 3. Okay, let's get into that. Let's get into that. All right, put the babies in the chat. Put the babies in the chat for episode 3. All right, so episode 3, we came upon Lawrence and Condola. Okay. Finally, we get to see two sides. Okay, two sides, both how they both living. Okay, when I did this episode, when I came on to this last season 5, actually go 5 bye because it's the last season. I always said that I'm gonna give Lawrence a clean slate. Okay, because I want to see him evolve, just like Molly. You know what I'm saying? They have to evolve in some kind of way. Okay, because if they're the same people as they were before, then they still ain't shit. Okay. All right, now back to what I was about to say. But that's right. That's right. Put those babies in the chat because he is a baby father. He is a baby father. He is a baby father. All right, so we're going. Why are they two Dusties? Who are the two Dusties? Is it Condola and Lawrence, or is it Lawrence and Molly? Who are the two Dusties? Okay, who are the two Dusties? Be specific. I want to know. I want to know, Anointed, because yes, they are. I'm giving them a clean slate. Everybody deserves a clean slate at some point. Okay. All right. So we wake up. Lawrence, obviously. Okay, we go back to, I guess, a year ago or whatever, when Lawrence picked Issa up and how he was coping with the breakup with Issa. He went home to his apartment. He had boxes everywhere, and he moved. He wakes up. He's in San Francisco. Oh, okay, that's where you are. You in San Francisco, and he's at his job, thriving. Go ahead, Lawrence. You know what I mean? He's where he want to be at this point. I assume. He's doing things. Being a creative in his spot, even though he still didn't create that app, but that's okay. That's okay. But I wish he had created that app since he wanted to take Issa for her birthday to 7-Eleven instead of taking her out and shit. But that's okay because he was laying with them damn socks and whatever, and eating cereal. But I'm gonna digress because he got a clean slate. So Lawrence wakes up in San Francisco. He got this swanky little loft apartment, all pinky in the air and shit. You know what I'm saying? Thriving at work, doing the thing. Out on a dating scene. True fashion of Lawrence Karma. He get a text and was like, "Oh, my baby was just born." All right, so what I was not going to do, right? Wasn't going to do, but I was like, damn, they don't communicate at all, like at all, like at all. Like, did he go to the baby shower? Did she invite him to the baby shower? Did he go to any sonogram appointment? Like, I know that they were not together. They weren't together long, but she's a woman of a certain age. And she said, not my age though, but a woman of a certain age that wanted to, it's like, listen, I'm gonna have the baby. It is what it is. and you could be a part of the baby's life or not. And I understand that this good sis, Condola always had it together, but different when you become a parent. Okay. But anyway, baby's here. Awkward. He gets on a flight to, from to LA, and they'll go the mom, the sister, and the baby. The little baby Bop is here, all healthy and everything, although he was early, as the doctor said, but he's here. And she named him Mustafa after her grandfather. Elijah Mustafa or Isaiah Mustafa, but all I remember is Mustafa. I know a few Mustafas. And he was taken back by the name, and I don't understand why. I was lost. I don't know. I mean, clearly they don't talk. Clearly there was no communication, and maybe he didn't show interest, that maybe he didn't want to name the baby. I don't know. But they did what they needed to do. She named the baby, and of course, true Lawrence fashion, when he go over to Chad's house after he saw the baby, fucking complains. It's right. They didn't know each other. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't. They dated for, like 15 minutes. He goes over Chad's, complaining like, oh, and she thinks she was doing me a fucking favor by giving me the baby the last name. Okay, damn. She named the baby herself, but gave you the last name. Why the fuck are you complaining about that, Lawrence? It's not like you was over in San Francisco on a trolley car, doing your thing in San Fran. But clearly, in between time, you didn't reach out to go to see the baby, a sonogram or anything like it. That, like, come on. He already starting with his bullshit. Now, moving on to Condola. Now, I like Condola. I have nothing personally against Condola or anything like that. I'm team neither one, right? And why I say is that because Condola never came off as some shisty, dusty ass broad. However, I don't even know why I'm saying dusty. It's anointed got me saying dusty. She was always Condola was always a well put together person. Even when she found out about Lawrence, that she was up, like she was very transparent about Lawrence, she still wasn't shady towards Issa. She still gave Issa the resources that she needed. She still helped Issa get that block party on and popping. Because where the fuck was Molly when that was going on? She wasn't. But Condola gave her all the resources and all that stuff, even though she was dating Lawrence, and she was like, "Is that going to be weird?" And Issa at this point was like, "No, I just want to just move in my purpose. I really want this block party on it. Right now, I'm not thinking about I'm not thinking about Lawrence. I really want to get this. I really want to get this going. I'm full. I got Ghost Bay. I want to do all this other thing. So this is why I don't really, because I really think that Condola is a thorough person. You know what I'm saying? She met him through somebody else. If you want to call somebody dusty, it would have been Tiffany. I think Tiffany isn't. Yeah. So that's what I think. Like that's what I feel like. So now going on to Tiff. So moving on. The baby is here. They go into the baby first, and these are true. And both of them are acting like true first parents. Both concerns is to get enough milk, is to why is the baby losing weight. They don't want to, like they don't want to mess anything up. Like, are they doing right? What part am I doing? What part am I doing? And one thing, this is where I'm going to have to, somebody have to say, this is where I'm gonna have to say that somebody really should, have a conversation with Condola or whatever. Because when they was in the parking lot, he was saying, can you move the pediatrician appointments to this and to that, right? Now, being as all a parent, I know this is only a show, but however, if Lawrence was available, if Lawrence was around, he would know that pediatricians do not, I mean, like, you got to get in where you can, especially if your children go to a specific doctor. I remember I would have to call for my children to get their annual appointments to their own pediatrician in March for their June appointment. So, and even when you have a baby, like, you could get in and see if your baby is, sick or well, but well visits definitely have to be scheduled. Had he have done that, hey Marcia, thank you for coming. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you put a popcorn in the chat or some plants in the chat for T'Challa and Rafiki. They over here holding me down, okay? They're holding me down. So my thing about Condola, one thing about Condola and Lawrence, when they were talking, she was like, our pediatrician is busy. Okay, that's fine. Oh, my mom, he was like, well, my mom want to go ahead and, because he want to come down and do, she was like, okay, she wasn't being flexible because she already put in her head, okay, we're not together. I'm going to probably go ahead and do this alone. But sis, caring for a whole human, caring for a whole new human in yourself is difficult in itself. So I know that she's postpartum, but they really had to learn the hard way that you really do have to work together as a unit. And I really felt like in that episode, and that not the episode, in that scene in the parking lot, she really wasn't being flexible while Lawrence was really trying to, find a way to make it work, even, to be a part-time daddy. Because ain't no way you live in San Francisco and you have to fly back and forth to see your baby. Is part-time. It's part-time. Okay. So, and I feel like Condola could have been a little bit more flexible. I definitely, and she was just giving him the vibe like, okay, I mean, I'm doing this by myself. I mean, sure, if you want to, but figure it out on your way. But I really felt like they should really be a unit. That was my gripe with Condola right there. But Lawrence, I know he's trying to thrive and everything like that at work, but you do have a brand new baby. And flying on the weekends to come see the baby for a couple of hours and stuff like that. And I loved how they showed us the split screen. How I feel like Lawrence, although he was tired because he do have to commute, he have to fly every weekend to see his baby. However, we saw how being a new mom, caring for a newborn, how she was tired, falling asleep. She wasn't always as well put together as we all seen Condola, even though she wore that hideous Thanksgiving outfit last season. But anyway, I digress. She wasn't as well put together. She wasn't as well put together when she as before, because that little human is tearing her down, and she's a new mom. And I wholeheartedly related to her when she fell asleep on the toilet. So I had two sets of twins. So me falling asleep, I totally empathize with her with that one. And I know she was looking forward. After a while, she was looking forward to Lawrence coming, and then Lawrence will be like, I'll come down later, or I won't be able to make it. And that was a bummer to her. And I know it was a bummer to Lawrence, but it hits Lawrence differently. You know what I'm saying? If Lawrence, and that's why the little sister didn't like Lawrence either, because all she see is, like, she called him a peekaboo daddy, like, come in, peekaboo, just like, don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. When he said, I come to pick my son up, and he come on, and then he pick his son up, and then he put him down, and he leave and do that's Lawrence. Lawrence is that's who Lawrence is. He come and he pick his son up, and he come back, and then he leave and do the same thing next week. And I see that Lawrence, really wants to be loving on his, want his son to be around and stuff like that. Um, and I could see Condola like, I'm tired. And I'm gonna address Marsha. Let me put a let me put it in park real quick. Is it me or was anyone else heartbroken when Issa broke up with Lawrence? Issa made the right decision though. I was not heartbroken because as Chad said to him, you was a bum. Chad straight up called him a bum. And it's so funny because Chad even I love Chad. He did call Lawrence, even though Chad had his thing going on, but he did told Lawrence, he was like, she cheated on me. He was like, but you was a fucking bum. You laid on the couch, you didn't work. He didn't work for years. He didn't work for years. He didn't work for years. And then on her birthday, her birthday, she went out with Molly. She came home. He said, you know what? I was thinking that after we watch this, let's go to the 7-Eleven. I mean, bruh, you couldn't even make her some hood spaghetti when she came home and had a candle. You only had to have a 1 wick candle. Like he couldn't be creative. He did not care. And he lay right back with that overgrown shirt and his dad going, his dingy ass socks and said he was going to go and take her to 7-Eleven. So no, she made the right decision. I didn't like that she cheated on him with Daniel. But Daniel was looking delicious, so I see why. I mean, he was looking delicious. Daniel was looking delicious, okay? But no, that was not. Yeah, no, that was the end of an era for them. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. He is so dusty. He is. He is trife. But anyway, so back to so the little sister, you know how we see how the little sister views Lawrence because of course, he's the I'm gonna pick my son up and then I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go back to the thing. It's like, no, I'm not even gonna say that because when he's with him, he is trying. He's trying to bond with the son. But honestly, realistically, you can't bond with the baby over a weekend, like weekend at weeks at a time, 2 days here, 2 days there. You can't, I mean, effectively bond with your baby. You know what I'm saying? He's going to need to learn your scent and your heartbeat. You're going to have to take time to do those things. And you living in San Francisco, create extra challenges for that. Punk ass. All right. So I'm not going to say, all right. I'm going to just chill. All right. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying, though. Back to what I was saying. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and comment in the chat. Comment in the comment section. Bam, bam, bam. What's T'Challa? All right, move on. Okay, T'Challa's gonna move on. All right. So so yeah. I mean that was okay. So anyway. All right, so moving on. We get to them going to the birthday party. Shout out to, okay, all right, okay, Kelly. And you know her cousin always come through in some kind of way. Okay. And he's not Peppa, Peppa Pig. He's Pepper with a hard R. Okay. The hard R. And her and baby Simone had their little tuxedos on. It was so cute. It was so cute. And Lawrence and Condola came together, with the baby. Not together, but since they was there, it made sense for them to be there. So Lawrence did, how can you not love Kelly? How can you not love her? when he saw Kelly, you know, his baby, his baby Baba, little baby Mustafa. I love that name, Mustafa. And, and Chad called him Mufasa. I love that name though. So let me tell you. So he comes up there, and you know, of course, he like Pepper with the heart, with Pepper with a hard R, and of course, in his way, instead of saying, "Hey, how's Issa?" You know, like, "How's everybody?" "Oh, my friends thriving in abundance." Period, Kels. Kelly always listen. That's the friend that you always need. Kelly is that friend. Kelly is that friend. I love Kelly. And you know what, Natasha? You know what? A part of Natasha's giving that Natasha that Philly vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all love her. Period. Fact. Fact. And it was so funny. An abundance. All of them. Okay. And he like, great. Great. And you know what? If you look at Lawrence, right? And you see him and you're a single woman, right? And you see him at a party and he's single, you from you know, from top to bottom, you may think that he is well put together. But you that's why just like any like a female too, but we're talking about Lawrence ass. You got to get to know these people because Lawrence really got some growing to do. Okay? It doesn't matter what they're doing. You have a baby, you live in San Francisco. LA is not your life anymore. Well, it's a part of it now because you got that baby bop. And you're not with yeah. You know, so that's what she's a no ma'am. I would think Dusty. Listen, you ain't right. You ain't right for that. But you know, not he Dusty though. But anyway, so all right. So of course, you get in an argument. Gets in an argument. Okay, so you know he, of course, like two true new dads, old dads, whatever. Dads giving the baby some fuck shit junk food, but it probably was Pinky and it probably was organic because this is the Dubois. This is Tiffany's party, so I'm sure it was probably Whole Foods giving. You know what I'm saying? Pinky in the air type of food. So, but I can see her worrying because you do have all these worries. He like, oh no, he's fine, and then she was like, well, oh Lawrence, well he was like, well damn, calm the fuck, won't you calm down? Anger issues, red alert, red flag, throwing the flag, stop. I mean, like, there we go again. Popping the fuck off. Lawrence never miss an opportunity to pop the fuck off. And Condola, the good sis, she don't really kind of know how to back off a little bit either. It's like, but you know, they don't know each other like that. And I think that they really could have used the opportunity of her pregnancy not to be together, but you know, have conversations to talk about things of where, you know, like way to how they're going to raise their baby together, how to make out the work out the kinks and all that old good stuff. But you know what they didn't do, you know, obviously they didn't do that. But I'm glad that he was to, you know, it was like, yo, help me move these back. Let me move these boxes. He was like, yo, where are those boxes though? He's like, yo, she always fucking. He was like, yo, listen, y'all gotta find a way to work out, and that means that you gotta act out this way. You gotta act out. So they leave. They go, you know, to the next scene, and that was some good advice. They do have to find a way to communicate and talk to each other instead of scheduling things. They really have to start talking to each other, and that was the key thing. But to go to the end, so we're going to just wrap this up real quick. I do love Derek too, but he told him, and I think like I think his friends always kind of give him gems and let him know where his fuck ups are. Because just like, Chad didn't feed into him like, and he was like, well, I mean, nothing wrong with Mufasa. What was going Mufasa? If you're gonna be a dad, you're a dad now. Let's do this shit. You're a father, be a parent. And Derek, like, yo, you need to chill. Like, this is not a time or place. And why are you acting out? Y'all need to communicate and talk for the sake of for Mustafa. Yeah, we're gonna call baby Mustafa. So of course, we all saw that they later on they had a big argument, and this was at the end where the baby she's sleep deprived. Lawrence is, peekaboo dead, I'm gonna come pick up my son. He pick up his son and then he leave. And yeah, he had no business trying to pop off at that man's house like that. Like he don't really, like he always just like when he called Issa a hoe at Tiffany's like you out here, you calling her a hoe, but you out here sling, we're not gonna talk about that. That was old Lawrence. Obviously not, because they still didn't miss an opportunity to show Lawrence getting it in San Francisco in this episode too either. All right, well, I digress, right? But so they have a big argument, and when he said that when you came up here and he said, I forgot the specific words, I should have put in my notes, but you blew up my life or something like that. And she said, excuse me. That's the root of it all. That's the root of it all. He felt like if Condola, this is all my opinions. This is all my opinions. Okay. I feel like his beef solely with Condola is that she got pregnant, and that baby is the reason why he loved his baby. I can tell he loved his baby, but because she chose to keep that baby, he's no longer with Issa. I think he resents her for that. I think he resents Condola having the baby. And that's the real reason why, the root of the reason why that him and Issa could not work it out is because she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it while he a father having a baby. That's my opinion. And I feel like the root of Condola issue is that the root of the issue, to me, one of many, probably one of many, but I feel like the root of it, Condola, is that she always did she had always going on. She was always well put together. And she said that she can do it, with them, and she's okay with that. But it's hard being a new parent to a newborn. And I don't think she anticipate it being so difficult for her. And that's my opinion on that one. But Lawrence still had to cuss her the fuck out again. And she had to tell him to get the fuck out the house. And I don't appreciate them cussing in front of baby Mustafa like that. You know what I'm saying? He really did not need to hear. They could have put him in another room, and then they could have had it out. They could have had they beef out, boom, 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 boom. But Lawrence really has some serious anger issues. And like I said, I start off like, okay, Lawrence, okay, boom, boom, boom. But I mean, you did move to San Francisco. He said, for the job I already had. Pussy, you could, sorry. But you could have found another job. You could have figured out a way to stay local or closer. But no, it's always about Lawrence. Always. Even with him laying on the couch, saying that he's going to take his girlfriend of 5 years without him not having a job, not contributing to rent, you know what I mean? Because he's working on his app and everything like that. And he could take her to 7-Eleven for her birthday. To him moving, for him not even considering being close to his son. So they got some working out to do. But that was a really, really great episode from both perspectives. And I'm glad Issa, she did the right thing by not taking him back. And even though she had the Lawrence that she thought that she always wanted, working Lawrence, motivated Lawrence, his own place doing his thing for that short period of time. She had him for that short period of time. She had to put together Lawrence for a very short period of time. So she can't really. So, but I think she did the right choice. But this one was an A1 episode. I think, and I'm going to have to agree. Okay, Marsha, what that doesn't sound like Lawrence. Because I swear I feel like he resent I don't know what part you talk about, but these are based on my opinions. Tell me your opinion. Say I fundamentally disagree with that part. I really feel like Lawrence is not don't resent Condola for having the baby. And I don't understand why he's surprised that he made a baby. I mean, he was out here. He did get a STD. Okay. And how about Bank Girl, Bank Bay? How he was only over there all weekend and then sleeping on the couch at Chad's house during the week. How about that? Trash. Okay. So yeah, I do believe they do resent each other. Um that's where he always have a calm demeanor. I'm gonna say like, no. Uh he always be like, no, he cuss Issa out. He always have calm demeanor with the men, okay? But not the women that he sleep with, I guess. He has a pattern. And Bank Basis said that. She said, you may think you sit up there like you the nice guy, but he ain't shit. And he can't be, I'm gonna pick you up on the weekend and see. I mean, he could try to make that work, but it's not. Because case in point, when Condola said that she had to go to when Condola said that she had to go to urgent care, she was like, so what you was going not fly, what you was going to fly down on a Tuesday to urgent care? Facts. So they going to find a way. They going to get it together. But Condola did have her. She has a village that she have. Her mom and her family and support system and stuff like that. But Mustafa's do still need his dad's side of the family. But Lawrence is not from LA, but she definitely needs her family side of the family. I mean, I'm sorry, she definitely Mustafa needs his father's side of the family. And she really have to be open to that. And at the end, they both knew that they have to start talking and they really have to find a happy medium. And Condola have to be a little bit more flexible if she does want it to work. And it's going to be hard for her. It's hard for new moms to part ways with their baby, but she needs it. Hey, Candy. I was over here giving Lawrence the benefit of the doubt, but I still think he's trash. Yes, put the popcorns in the chat. Put the popcorns in the chat. Thank you. So, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. But I do want you guys, if you don't get an opportunity to listen to the soundtrack, like I said, for episode 5, I'm sorry, season 5, episode 3, my favorite song on that soundtrack, because I had to put it on my spot. I don't have Spotify. I had to put it on my title, and it is Fina Hughes, is Akaras. So I love that song too. So, like I said, the soundtrack is top tier. The show is top tier. Everybody is giving real situations, things that we can relate to, things that we can fundamentally disagree upon. And I'm okay with them not giving us any more Lawrence and Condola though. We all knew that it was going to be we all knew that it was going to be a train wreck with her having that baby by Lawrence and them that they was together for 15 minutes. We all knew that. And her, especially and they broke up too. We all knew that. So that's why I think it was a shit show. It really, really, really was. But if you want to join me and we can chat for a second, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat and you can cuss my ass out, Marsha, because I know you seem like you team Lawrence. I'm really team with either one of them. I'm really not team either, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat for you guys. So in the chat, can you tell me can you tell me, all right, so you're looking at the while I'm about to drop the link. What about what did you like most about the what song on the soundtrack or episode 2 that you like the most? So I want you to go through the soundtrack and listen. I'm telling you, it's so good. So I'm about to go ahead and drop this link here. And see who wants to come in. Put the good music in the chat. Put the music in the chat. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Go to the candy shop. I know I know the candy shop. She did do Insecure. I didn't hop on her live or see it because I like to have my own, talk about it on my own. So I'm gonna go catch her on the replay of it all because I would love to see her perspective about Condola and them. But yeah, so I'm not based on my experience why I wasn't so hard on Condola as much is because I know how it is to be a new mom by yourself, a single new mom. And I did it with twins. So I know what that was like the first time around. My second set of twins, I was married though. But however, she did not know Lawrence. And she really thought that she can, do it on her own, but that doesn't it doesn't it's just not realistic.
Darius joined.
Period. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh, you agree with me 100%? Yeah. Yeah. I really feel like that's why I wasn't so hard. But yeah, I wasn't hard on Condola with that part because she said, you could be a part of baby's life, boom, 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 but she did not anticipate it.
Joined.
I can hear you now.
Hey y'all.
Hey, you was like no slander over Tiffany. Oh, I wasn't gonna slander the good sis Tiff.
No Tiffany slander. We're not doing it.
No. Your twin.
No.
Yes. So I agree that thanks Candy.
Hey twin. Yeah, no Tiffany slander. In my opinion, like I said, both of them are very, very dusty. That's why they had a baby together. That's why they were. people are always like, oh, how did this person get with that person? Well, apparently they have something in common. They're both dusty.
Well, I was saying like I said, Condola, she appears like she's all well put together. They was in the same like social circle. They were both single. I said, looking at Lawrence at a party, not knowing that, you know what I mean, he takes, he was unemployed for 4 years, laying on the couch, eating cereal with his why he's out there getting bid on by those kids the first season. And looking at them, I can see why she entertained Lawrence.
Because she does see. That's what she saw in Lawrence, the dust. That's within her. She saw it in him. Dust. Because, okay, like, all right, think about it. Lawrence has anger problems. Condola also has anger problems. They're both dusty. Both dusty. Look how they was popping off at those people's house at a child's party. Who does that?
A new mom.
If you're having a disagreement with somebody and you're out in public or at somebody's house and you feel like it's getting there, you
say, you know what, come on, let's go over here.
Excuse me, yeah.
But you know what you call it, don't care. He don't care where he is.
Lawrence doesn't care. That nigga is crazy. Lawrence is insane.
He will cuss you out anywhere.
Anywhere in front of his mom at church. He does. Like, Lawrence is very dusty.
Yes. But I can see his frustration building up because Condola, every time he would see that he would try, and Condola will always be like, well, my family this and we've been to that, but we'll let you know. My sister will give you this. My sister, listen, it still have to be a team effort. You still have to work together. It's not all about I did this, my family, blah, 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 because we're not together. Come on now. But what about, all right, so let's real quick, let's go back to episode 2 about Crenshaw. And look at you like, Raymond, you freezing. Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go.
You know the Wi-Fi. I don't know what's wrong with the Wi-Fi. Treat me bad. Treat me bad.
So what do you think about episode 2? All right, so Molly and Issa, what do you?
So I'm so happy that they made up, and I love when Molly was in her apartment cooking for the both of them. Mm-hmm. And I guess Issa texted her like, I'm here. And Molly was like, the door is open. Like, that's hot. Yeah, I like that. Now I don't want to.
And it was organic, if you notice that. Yeah. It wasn't like how Molly was like, see, remember how when she was with Asian Bae, she was like, see, I'm trying. When she really fucking But when she
Asian Bae, but they had problems, and I think you had said before that he was hiding something. I think he was, or just something was off, or maybe he wasn't all the way like emotionally available. Mm-hmm. Asian Bae, yeah.
Well, right, when she was doing her reflection of herself, I felt like my issue, I really didn't have any issues with Asian Bae. I felt like Molly was a soul sucker. Okay, she sucked the souls out of people. Energy. She's an energy sucker. So it was like, even when they tried to have a good time, she still was sucking his energy. She sucks everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like when her mom and them like, and she was doing some self-reflection. So that's what So in this episode when she was on, like when you said dating me is like, if you could write down dating you is like, and then she really had to like really sit back and think about herself. Like, damn,
right?
Like,
I'm kind of trash. But you know what, Pop? A lot of people don't do that, and I'm glad they put that in that episode because that's what we have to do, like every single day. Any interaction that we have, we have to do that. Like, yo.
And it's so funny because you hear some people say, well, this person said I'm this way and I'm not going to receive that, or I'm not going, that's not how I am. Okay, so listen, if 8 different people or that are from different, social circles or relationships with you or whatever like that, whether it's family, romantic, or friendship or whatever like that, whether it's work, platonic, if they're saying these key things that you keep doing, what do you mean you're not going to receive it? And that's where a
Right.
lot of people like lack self-awareness. And Molly
Yeah.
definitely was lacking self-awareness. All she saw was like, well, I'm working on me, I'm doing me. What do that mean? What does I'm working on me and I'm doing me mean?
Being selfish.
Exactly. But I like that she was meditating, that she would catch herself, and that was a part of her self-work that she was doing when she thought that she was doing being too eager. She was like, let me calm down. Not only
Yeah.
that, she started and she started um, you know, like her perspective of things were different too, like how she was at work, how she interact with Issa, even she was open to see the end of the date at the end of, and how she was dressed. I was here for Molly. Molly was really a different growing Molly, even when she had to call her mom after she thought about how she was, towards her parents about the estate planning. But
Yeah.
and she put it up, I was like, you know what, mom, I'm sorry. I just want the best. But she had to fall. She knows she missed I'm do the most.
Right.
And that's what and that's what I liked about that. I really loved that episode too. The episode really made me redeem Molly, because she was a trash ass friend all the other 4 hours.
Bruh.
But even
Not trash.
she was a trash ass friend. Put the
She
trash
was.
cans in the chat if you think that Molly was a trash ass friend, because
Not put the trash cans in the chat.
yes. So that's what I think. That's what but I was here for all the self work, showing that the Black woman working on herself. You know what I mean? Still thriving at work.
Yeah, she looked happy in her work meeting too.
Yes. She looked happy in her work meeting. She dressed a little bit different. Oh,
I like
and
her
one thing I
haircut.
wanted to chat about, the how her mom putting extra added pressure on her about getting married.
Yeah.
Thank you. Period. Thank
Candy.
you. Yes, yes. You have to put the trash. And she was a trash ass friend for the first 4 years, and that's
She
why I
was.
was like, you know what?
That's a
Molly,
long time to be trash.
she been trash for a very long time. Yes, but that's all right. They both working on each other, and at the end of episode 2. All right, let me know what you guys think in the chat too. And then the episode 2, why do you think that Issa started crying, saying that she wasn't ready? Where do you think that root came from? Because I really felt like it had nothing to do with Nathan.
I personally feel like she was overwhelmed and perhaps, I mean, a year isn't really that long. So there was a lot of stuff that happened the previous year that she may not have finished processing yet. Sure, the stuff with Lawrence, but there were other things going on in her life besides Lawrence. Like, who is Lawrence? But a few particles of dust. um, yeah, and you know what I'm saying? That stuff had just happened with her job and with Crenshaw and all of that. Which, I mean, he wasn't lying. She was selling out. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
I don't see her selling
like,
out.
hmm,
I didn't see her selling out.
like, okay, so you did make a good point. It is the brand. She was thinking about the brand or whatever, but I felt like she could have made it a happy medium. Like, she could have thought about the brand, but also made him not feel the way that he felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he left that event not respecting her. He left the event, within his mind, like, okay, well, I don't want to work with this person anymore because they don't even respect me. And she took all of that and the brand, Crenshaw did what he did. He did what he originally wanted to do, and the brand loved it. He
Right.
didn't change anything, and the brand still loved it. So, you know what I'm saying? Even though Issa was trying to do her job, she still got shat on by Crenshaw and the brand. So it was like,
Well, no, the brand thought that she did a great job, but I said it could
yeah,
have. But the thing about the brand thought that she did a great job, but it could have went either way. I felt like if it would have failed, if Crenshaw would have failed, Crenshaw would have been able to thrive in his own pockets of the community instead of being mainstream. Whereas Issa would have failed, they would have been like, oh, she failed another brand. Probably it would have been a long time before another brand would have been able to work with her because she would have failed. So it would have been, that's what I was saying, like 50-50. And I felt like she didn't sell him out, but like you said, this was a really key learning lesson for her, that instead of her taking notes, she should have took notes back to him and said, what are you willing to give up and what are you not? And then took it back to them and say, listen, he said he's not going to give up, them the screaming songs, but we'll have them riding out, blah blah blah, take the notes back. She didn't do the go back and forth there for them, but that's just all a testament of her learning. Yeah. Oh, he was mad, and he looked at her, and she looked at him, and she looked at her, and he looked at him. But at this point, she felt defeated. I felt like, yeah,
it was. I agree with everything you said. It was the way that she went about giving him the notes. How
yeah,
she did it, how you said it, like, all right, well, this is what they suggested. These are the things that they would like for you to change. How do you feel about that?
right,
Instead of just doing what she did.
right.
Well, here's the list of stuff. You got to change all this stuff. And so, yeah, of course he was like,
All
well,
right.
no, I'm about to do whatever. Yeah, he said, all right,
He
baby.
said,
And
all
he
right,
was
but,
right.
but there's
I'm about
nothing
to
you can
do
do once the day of. Like, it's nothing you can
facts,
do.
facts.
That's what I was like.
So,
He was like, and he probably thought about it, was like, all right, I'm gonna scale back. She really trying to work for me. I don't want this brand. But he's in the mentality like, I'm gonna show my work regardless.
right. Period.
He probably knowing him, he probably say ill regardless. But still, no, let me tell
Not Crenshaw.
yeah. Yes. So that's what, but yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing now back to Condola and Lawrence. But did you like the split screen on you seeing their two perspectives of what they were doing?
That was hot. But the thing is, I could have told Condola this was going to happen last season.
I
Condola,
saw that
are you
too.
are you actually thinking about what all goes into being a single parent? You and Lawrence are not together. Y'all were never even in a relationship. Not to mention, y'all don't even know each other. So, Condola, do you honestly think you can raise a baby by yourself? And I say by yourself because it's going to be you in your home by yourself. Your sister will come in and out. Your mother will come in and out, but that's not their child. So, they don't really care. They love the child and they love you, but that's not their baby. They're not going to care for the baby the way that the mother of the child, will care for the baby. So you're
And
alone.
I feel like she thought she had it all figured out
Yeah. That's just like,
until
okay,
it got here. But I love
at
that
the
she still
beginning
had.
of the episode, when she was, putting the baby in the car and Lawrence was trying to work stuff out, work out the time schedules and stuff.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
Well, my
know.
sister, we can do it at the church. That's where they know me at. Okay, well, it's nothing wrong with the baby getting blessed twice. Okay, yeah, at your church, and why
Okay,
can't he be able to?
period.
And why can't he just go in with the grandparents too? Let that baby get blessed twice.
Well, we're gonna do it. Okay, well, and that's why I said on Candace's live the other day when she was discussing Insecure, like Condola to Lawrence, even though they're both dusty and Lawrence is also very dusty, in Lawrence's mind, he was like, oh, okay, well, apparently she doesn't need my help. Even though that is his child, that's the vibe that she was giving out. Like, oh,
Yeah.
well, okay.
And the thing about it, he
She
went
got
with it, but he still went
yeah,
with it.
because he's dusty. They're both dusty. They're
Yep.
both dusty.
Because he was like, found out I had a baby through a text. Well, how else was you gonna find? Was you
On
calling
a
her day on
date
the
with
date?
another woman. Just
Right,
Dusty. Everything he does.
right. And while she over
Boy.
there falling asleep on the toilet, he out there busting somebody wide open.
About to make another baby. Just Dusty does learn nothing.
Yep, I
Just the
do think she was
ultimate dust
overwhelmed.
mite. My
Yeah,
God.
you said the ultimate dust.
Ooh, both of them.
Not dust, both.
Like they are so dusty, it's exhausting. Cause I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, they were giving me all kinds of like I said, that's why I was like I wasn't that hard on. I mean, not that being hard, but I was like, since you really thought that you can do it on your own, like I know
She
some.
did.
I'm gonna do
She
this,
really did, Pop.
but the thing about it, like you said, he was like, okay, we'll go. And you know what? It's
Yes.
not, once again, even though somebody was saying that, he seemed like he was always low key or mild mannered or whatever like that. Don't forget, he let Easter pay all the bills for all those years and didn't do
Yes.
anything. So I'm
Dumb.
not surprised that he was all, doing this thing, being in San Francisco, got his whole cute little loft and everything like
Okay with not being there for the baby and going to the doctor's
his
appointments and
appointments
not
and stuff
knowing
like
what's
that.
going
Right.
on with the baby.
Exactly.
Like the episode made it seem like, okay, so when he was on the date and he got the text that the baby had been born, that made it seem like he hadn't talked to Condola in months. Like
Exactly.
months.
Exactly.
Like, how do you like? It's just like he had no idea. Like,
Right. He didn't check in. Like he didn't even, like, she the one that's pregnant. Like she's supposed to call you like, yeah, the baby is today. Okay, I'm calling to let you know that my stomach is now so and so centimeters, meaning that the baby, like
right?
he wasn't checking in, like, hey, how's the baby? He didn't even ask to go for
No
the anatomy or bone
communication.
scan.
No
He could at least
communication on both ends.
he could at least say, hey, when is the when are you going to have the anatomy scan? For the
When
ultrasound
was
for
your
the
last
baby.
doctor's appointment? When
Right.
was the last time? How the baby doing? What you all
Right.
right? What's
Right.
going
How's you
on?
doing? You know what I mean? You're not getting high blood pressure or anything like that. You're not preeclampsia or anything like that, right? Are you good? None of that. Because okay,
Dust.
not the dust.
Just
Put the
dusty.
brooms in the chat. Put the brooms in the chat. Yes,
Thank
yes,
you,
yes.
Levon.
So listen, now that we talked about that, right?
Period.
Dexter.
Did you watch it?
Yes, girl.
What did you think? Okay, so what? Before we get into the
Wait a minute, hold up,
details,
Get it. That's right.
what
That's
did
right.
you think?
Yeah,
Say it.
she put the dust in
I'm
the, she
doing
put
the
the brooms in
brooms,
the, she put
twin.
the brooms in the
So,
cat.
what was your overall? How did you like the episode overall?
All right, so I love the overall. Thank you, Lavance.
Thank you,
Okay,
Levon. Levon Guillaume.
yes. So I was excited and took him back when I saw Harrison.
Girl!
That was the twist that we all needed, because I was like, you know what is going to be a wrench in his side? Because it's always
Okay,
a wrench in his side, because it was Dokes
okay,
at once, the black guy
okay.
Dokes, then it was
Yes.
Lila, then it was it was always somebody, a thorn in his side. And I'm like, who is going to be his thorn? And
Well, he has two because he's been seeing his sister and Harrison showed up.
seeing who?
Remember, he was having
Oh, right, exactly.
hallucinations.
Well, yeah, I think like she was his conscience until he said he's not going to listen to her no more. And when he didn't listen to her no more, he became Dexter Morgan instead of
Period.
Jim. Yeah, we need Dexter Morgan. Okay.
So, how do you think this is going to play out? Because how is he going to explain Harrison?
Harrison is I don't know. I think he's going
How's
to
he gonna explain Harrison to his girlfriend and
girlfriend.
to the town?
You
The
know,
town member, because it seems like a very small town and everybody knows each other. You
right? Everybody knows
know
each
what I'm
other and
saying?
everything like that. And we all know that there's a serial killer. Well, not a serial. The girls are missing. They're not coming up alive. So they probably still kidnapped. So we all know that Dexter gonna kill that person. As soon as we find out
Girl,
who it
what did you
is.
think about his first victim? Because as the episode was nearing to an end, I was like, oh no, y'all gonna have to Dexter, you gonna have to go find somebody to kill.
I
You have
knew
to
he was
shoot
gonna
these
kill that
folks
guy.
up.
I knew it.
Hello,
You didn't pick
hello,
up that he was gonna kill that. You didn't pick up that he was
murder. Murder. I
gonna,
knew he wanted to kill that man when he brought him that gun. Remember, he
I was
had bought the gun and
I
Dexter
knew he was
brought it.
gonna murder Death kill him. Once he was getting the MO, once that guy was saying that he was having sex with his girlfriend and he was the one that caused those people to die. In his head, Dexter was adding all that stuff in his head, like, good candidate. He's a bad person. Murder, death, kill. And then when he called himself scaring Dexter with the gun,
Good, he shot that deer. I knew it was over with. I knew.
Joe, when he shot that deer, yo, Dexter snapped. I was like, oh my God, now he snapped one.
I knew it was OV for him. It was hurting.
But he was like, he having, wait. But if it wasn't for him killing that guy, he wouldn't have went back and got his son.
Facts.
Because he started thinking about it, how his stepdad, how Harry helped him.
Right.
So that's why I was thinking like that. Yeah. First of all,
if Dexter
put the
needed
vision board in
Harry
the chat.
during
Put the
the
vision board in
crucial
the chat,
time.
period. Because I
Put the
know
what?
what you're working on. I said vision board. I know that's what you're working on.
How you do that?
Because you cutting stuff out.
That's so funny.
So wait a minute. So you know his girlfriend, she's black.
Who?
That girl. That lady.
Oh, she's like indigenous.
No, she's black and white.
No.
In real life.
That's really?
Yeah.
I thought she was indigenous.
I know she was given indigenous, but she
indigenous vibes.
And then her daughter already on some shit at the end of the, you know what I mean?
What's some angst type stuff?
Yes, I'm like, we already know she's gonna like Dexter's son.
Right.
They're
gonna fall in love, figure out what Dexter doing, and they're gonna start helping Dexter.
No, I think he gonna kill her, that girl.
No, what?
I think that young girl gonna get killed. Because don't forget,
you think that man gonna kidnap her and kill her?
Oh, first of all, don't forget Harrison was raised by that serial killer girl. Remember the woman that took the baby? Remember, she was a serial killer too. She played on Handmaid's Tale now. But the woman that took Harrison to raise, because Harrison, I know it's been like 8 years, almost 10 years since the last episode, but it was Harrison. It was Harrison because Dexter and that girl and Harrison was supposed to go to France or something together. But they left beforehand because he wanted to tie up some things, and then it was a big hurricane, and he fake died. But you don't remember that?
What season was that?
The last season. The last season was horrible anyway.
I should have I should have went back and rewatched.
We were supposed to do that. Me, you, and
I didn't. Oh, we were. That was supposed to be our big project because we were gonna start from season 1.
Season 1, exactly. Yeah. We still got time. We can still do that.
Yeah.
The season 1 is top tier. Ice Truck.
Fact. Wasn't it?
I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
Right. What is this?
Yeah. Levine can't watch because he don't like that stuff.
For real?
Remember Levine? He'd be like,
I would say it's not that bad, but it is. It is.
But yeah, I really was gonna say it's not that bad, but it is.
It is.
It really is.
I told you the scariest episode for me was that man that was luring those women to the houses.
Yeah.
He had that metal music blasting and the lights flickering. He was chasing them around the
Right.
house with an
Yeah,
axe
that
or
was
something.
he took that off of that man that used to come to the like first known serial killer who used to come to the World Trade or something like that and take people, and he had a building, and I he had a building, and he was like, it was like the House of Horrors. He would have people in there
No.
building. Yeah, he would have them build secret passages and stuff like that, and then he would kill some of the workers so they wouldn't tell people about it.
Tell
This
them
is like
about
the
it.
early
Wow.
1900s, yes. And then he would use their bones and sell it to the store. People thought it was plastic, but it was real anatomy bones. Child, yeah, that was based on a true story. Child, yes, child,
That's insane.
it is. So who was wrong? Both. I'm gonna say, all right. I'm a percentage wise when it comes to Issa and Crenshaw. I'm gonna say Issa because Issa was 70% out of her league with the how to handle the brand, and Crenshaw
Right.
was 30%. But his 30% really pierced her by those words. I think him saying calling her a sellout pierced her soul, and I feel like Lawrence is 68% wrong, and then the rest is Condola.
Hmm.
Because you just can't. I
Lawrence,
told you. Remember, I said you can't just come in there and just pick up a baby, and I come to pick up my.
Lawrence said, "This is my son."
That's
Nah.
it. All right, I'll be back. I'll be
I was
back.
waiting for the
I'll be
birth.
back in a week. Look, he popping champagne and all that stuff. Not saying he ain't doing the hard work, but he out here popping champagne, having a grand old time, girl. Okay.
He's out of control. He's dusty. He just don't care.
He's because he just
Yeah.
don't care.
Part-time dad,
Yep.
and dad,
Yep.
3 hour dad, 3 hour brunch dad.
And I think like I mean, so it's about what 2 hours, like a 2 hour, hour and a half flight from LA to San Francisco. But it's still it's I mean like he just like you said, when the baby is sick, who am I supposed to call? Like it's not like I can like you gonna come down, fly on a Tuesday? Child. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me while we were talking about this.
You are welcome. Yeah.
Hey.
Period.
Period. So we got a long week ahead next Sunday.
Yes.
We're gonna do some news you can use.
Yes.
Sure.
News you can use. Twin says 68%. Such a specific number.
Yes, it
Man.
is. It is 68%. Yes. It's 68% Lauren's fault. It definitely was. Yes.
Lawrence Hive. They
Ain't
should
no more.
rename Lawrence Hive Dust Hive.
Yeah, with the brown. It used to be that daggone. It used to be the blue shirt when because he was at Best Buy. When he used to work at Best Buy, and he left that Best Buy shirt in the. And I was like, and it's so crazy because he didn't even. He had to leave. Issa had to cheat on him for him to leave because his pride was so hurt and he was a bum. In order for him to get his shit together economically.
Then he was still a bum with and Tasha and ain't want that girl. But she was dusty too. Dust
Yeah.
ball.
But it was so funny because Chad had to tell him to get a place. He was like, yo, you over there, you sleeping on my couch all week. And you over there every weekend.
How does somebody tell you to get a like what? Yeah.
Yes, he was. He was a bum.
Poor Chad. Where's Chad's game? Chad.
Well, Chad is married. Remember how Chad got remember Remember he cheated on the fiance and he did on at the bachelor party and he didn't get mad and then at the when they were at the drive-in, well it was not really a drive-in, but when they had the screener of the what was it called? The Last Dragon. And Lawrence was like,
Yeah.
where'd you when he was in when he went in his wife pocketbook and put some Carmex on his lip, he was like, yeah, I had to I bought that. He was like, y'all back together? He was like, hell yeah, I had to cry, buy some things, beg to come back. I'm not starting that shit all over again.
Bruh. He's out of control.
But Chance pretty much was saying he had to do what it takes to get her back for the mistakes that he made.
Lawrence wasn't taking notes.
No, he called her a goddamn hoe because she messed with Daniel.
So Lawrence, what are you? You were the one with the STD, Lawrence.
Calling women that didn't. She was like, we didn't have sex.
Behavior. Totally dust. Just dusty.
Why are you calling me?
Damn, Dust.
Yes.
A dust box.
Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for everybody that was listening in to All Things Popcorn, All Things Insecure, episode 2 and 3. Episode 4 is dropping tomorrow, but I won't be talking about it that soon. Maybe on Tuesday. We shall see. Period. Next Sunday is going to be news you can use. And maybe some late night chat, Avatar style.
Late night chatter.
Late night chat, news no one can use, okay? Late night chat, news that no one can use. So I want you to come and join me. Cat in the chat, I'm going to need you to come join me on news you can use, news you don't use.
Period.
Period.
Twin, you coming backstage? We going backstage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twin,
are you coming backstage? Twin.
Well, thank you, everybody, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye.